put an end to everything. Because what transpired behind the velvet ropes of Hollywood's nightlife is a full-fledged emotional disaster, not simply rumors. One name, Joseline Hernandez, is causing cameras to flare, hearts to break, and the internet to tremble. After her fiancé, Ballistic Beats, allegedly slapped her during a violent altercation that left witnesses screaming, security scrambling, and Joseline, shattered, the Puerto Rican princess herself, who transformed reality TV into a battlefield of diamonds, drama, and dominance, has just completely collapsed. What started off as a glamorous and champagne-filled evening descended into pandemonium, tears, and treachery. Joseline was described by witnesses as sobbing uncontrollably as Ballistic rushed out, leaving her barefoot, makeup wrecked, and screaming, "You said you'd never do this to me." This is the kind of moment that is impossible to create, even for Zeus Network. What's the worst part? The cameras were in motion. The quarrel, the slap, and Joseline's startling response that threw fans into a frenzy are all depicted in leaked footage from inside the hotel suite, according to sources. Social media usage has already skyrocketed. Celebrities are picking sides, #PrayForJoseline is trending, and insiders are muttering about concealed bruises, covert direct messages, and a toxic love story that is getting out of hand. Why did Ballistic lose it? What did Joseline say that caused him to lose it? And why is everyone saying that Zeus doesn't want the world to watch certain footage? The truth behind this slap that has been circulating online is darker, more profound, and more lethal than anyone could have predicted, so fasten your seatbelt. It all began with champagne bubbles, glitter, and laughter, the kind of evening that screams perfection on Instagram but conceals the flaws that no filter can repair. Ballistic Beats and Joseline Hernandez were at a private after-party hosted by Zeus Network in Atlanta, which insiders are now referring to as the calm before the hurricane. Couples dancing, lights blazing, music blaring. All eyes were on them. Ballistic, stylish in all black, and Joseline, resplendent in a diamond-cut gown, appeared to be the power couple they had always desired. Suddenly, though, they didn't. Witnesses said that the argument started with a whisper that was too low to be heard over the music. But things quickly got out of hand. Ballistic's demeanor changed from bored to angry in a matter of seconds, according to a waitress. "Stop embarrassing me," he said, slamming his glass down. She laughed, but it wasn't light-hearted. She was clearly in pain, and then there was an explosion. Fingers pointed, words flew, and before anybody could stop it, there was an unexpected sound. A slap. The music continued unabated. Mid-dance, people froze. Joseline clutched her face as she staggered back. Quiet. Then mayhem. Security hurried in. In the midst of the chaos, Joseline cried out, "You said you'd never touch me," as cameras were abruptly raised and phones began to film from every direction. Ballistic stormed away, leaving her trembling and surrounded by others unsure about whether to record or assist. One visitor described it as like watching a queen crumble. She wasn't upset. She was shattered. Within minutes, partygoers who couldn't believe what they saw began to upload shaky, hazy clips of the footage to the internet. The internet burst, doing what it does best. Instagram was overflowing with hashtags like #CancelBallistic and #JoselineDeservesBetter, and Twitter was on fire. Celebrities began to comment. "There ain't no love in violence," Cardi B wrote on Twitter. "Protect our sisters, even when they're strong," Tamar Braxton wrote alongside a black heart emoji. However, fresh footage surfaced just as supporters were coming together to support her. An anonymous source purportedly shared a 12-second video of Joseline ranting at Ballistic prior to the slap, stating, "You'll never be anything without me." The internet abruptly changed. So she incited him? Some people said. It doesn't justify it, but what was the previous situation? The story changed from one of sympathy to one of conjecture. Next followed the text messages that were exposed. Hours before the celebration, an insider leaked screenshots of a chat between Joseline and a close friend to a gossip blog. "He's been distant," Joseline wrote. I believe he is conversing with someone else. Girl, don't confront him in public, her buddy retorted. I'm not crazy. I saw the messages. Joseline's reaction. He should feel as ashamed as I do. Everything was rekindled by that one text. Was cheating the reason for this altercation? Did she possess knowledge that the rest of the world lacked? If so, who was the unidentified woman working behind the scenes? The headline, Joseline and Ballistic's love turns violent. Cheating allegations spark chaos at private party, appeared in TMZ-style publications by morning. Although that wasn't even the true shocking revelation. Because everything changed once an anonymous tipster who claimed to be a member of Zeus Network's production team came forward. This insider claimed that cameras had been on all night. They stated, "We were filming promo material for an upcoming Zeus special. Everything was recorded, including Joseline's breakdown, the quarrel, and the slap. Everything is recorded." Zeus, however, is attempting to bury it. Producers allegedly ordered the video removed within hours because they didn't want such footage to be released, but not before the files were copied. An audio message purportedly showing Joseline sobbing over the phone to a friend following the incident was then leaked. "I love him," she whispered, her voice breaking. "I have no idea why he did that." The sound of someone breaking and the collective gasp of the internet could indicate that I may have pushed too much. Fans were suddenly divided. Half pleaded for justice. It was toxic love gone too far on both sides, according to the other half. Comment sections become battlegrounds. Zeus was accused by some of arranging everything for viewership. Others claimed that the cover-up was worse than the actual trauma. One tweet said, "They don't want to lose their star. They prefer to keep the truth quiet." Joseline herself went live later that evening, wearing a robe, no filter, smudged mascara, and gushing tears. "You all saw what happened," she added, her voice trembling. "I'm not lying. I'm not insane." Fans begged her to leave him, while others accused her of wanting power. "I'm tired of being hurt and told I deserve it." Thousands of comments came in. Her phone buzzed in the middle of the webcast. "He's calling," she muttered as she looked down and froze before immediately ending the connection. That was all. No farewell, no justification. Ballistic wrote, "Don't believe everything you see," on his Instagram account a short while after. "You guys are unaware of what transpired. I'm not sorry. No regret." Only that mysterious message. The internet erupted once more. The tale took a turn for the worst in a matter of hours. 2 nights prior to the celebration, a neighbor from their Atlanta condo complex reported hearing yelling. "Not you always do this," she sobbed. The neighbor told the local press. "I have heard them fight before. However, this was the loudest." Screenshots of Ballistic's purported direct messages with an enigmatic Instagram model dubbed the Realnia, then appeared like gasoline on fire. Unquestionably, the texts were flirtatious and explicit. "She thinks she owns me," was one of Ballistic's messages. Nia said, "You can have it with me. I need peace." The timing? 2 days before the smack. Fans knew then that this was not a one-time event, but rather the disintegration of a poisonous empire based on control, ego, and cameras. Zeus's queen had recently lost her throne, and the king she had created next to her had become the year's biggest villain. However, another secret started to surface as the internet tore them apart, a rumor so sinister that even Joseline's closest friends were afraid to verify it. Because rumors from her camp claimed that it wasn't the first slap. The world had never seen one before, and Joseline wouldn't only expose a man when she eventually made the decision to tell her truth about what actually happens behind those closed doors, those camera lights, and those fake reality smiles. She would reveal a whole machine. The sparkle had turned to ash by dawn. Every talk show, group chat, and gossip page in America had seen the video from that evening. The Puerto Rican princess, who used to stride amid turmoil as if she were born in flames, became quiet all of a sudden. Silence was never peace for Joseline Hernandez. There was pressure, It was lashes streaked with tears and shaking hands containing wrath. Headlines screaming, "Joseline's nightmare, Ballistic's secret life exposed," awoke the industry. Pictures showed him laughing and partying, and he seemed unfazed just hours after the slap. The contrast seemed unsettling. The man who broke Joseline was supposedly outside like nothing had occurred while she was at home, sobbing on her couch surrounded by half-empty wine glasses. The leaks then resumed. A fresh voicemail appeared, purportedly captured by Joseline, shortly after she ended her Instagram live conversation with Ballistic. "He told me I make him crazy," she says, her voice cracking and her breathing laboured. The world stopped. "He told me if I just listened, he wouldn't get like this." "If I just listened" was a single statement that seemed to represent every woman who ever thought that love was worth getting bruised. However, the voice message didn't stop there. Joseline's tone changed from fear to rage as the recording went on. "I constructed him. I created him. And now he wants to strike me as if I don't exist?" She let out a cry, slammed something, possibly a glass, and then started crying once more. In a matter of seconds, the painful and eerie video became viral. #TeamBallistic trended directly behind #JusticeForJoseline, which soared to the top of Twitter's trending list. Officially, a digital war had begun. Zeus Network made an effort to contain the damage. "We take the safety of all our talents seriously," they said in an ambiguous statement. But insiders claim there was turmoil going on behind the scenes. According to a source from the production team, they were freaking out. Ballistic vowed to sue if any of the unseen clips were made public, according to another crew member. "There's more footage, real footage, and if it drops, it could destroy the whole network." It was defamatory, he claimed. However, everyone is aware of what we witnessed. The pictures followed. TMZ-style photos of Joseline exiting her Atlanta condo at night while wearing sunglasses, with a scarf covering her jaw and a noticeably swollen cheek. Fans saw through her assistant's attempt to hide her with a hoodie. The internet went crazy. Comments such as "this isn't a storyline" poured in. She gave him everything. Thus, this is true. He caused her suffering. Ballistic, meantime, you went live on Instagram appearing arrogant while sitting in a studio and feigning composure. He declared, "I haven't put my hands on anybody. You trust anything you read on the blogs. That girl is insane." He smirked and muttered, "She better chill before I start talking," at the end of the live, which many perceived as a threat. She's been crazy. Some referred to it as a confession. Screenshots appeared online less than an hour later. Ballistic allegedly texted another lady saying, "She made me do it." Another said, "She pushes me, I snap. I told her to stop embarrassing me." Every feed was filled with those words, "It's what it is." And the trolls emerged as quickly as the internet denounced him. There was discussion on whether Joseline deserved it, whether there was mutual toxicity, and whether this was just another reality stunt. The stillness was broken by her closest buddy, a woman named Mimi, who was Joseline's stylist for years rather than the love and hip-hop. Mimi broke down in tears. She sobbed and said, "I can't take it anymore." She informed me that he had previously struck her. It has been going on for months, according to her. She feared losing everything, her deals, her program. She didn't want to destroy him, but now everyone is aware of it. Fans were heartbroken. This isn't fun. This is abuse. Zeus has been taking advantage of her suffering for ratings, and this man is dangerous. However, an event occurred that exacerbated the situation. Ballistic was heard saying, "Don't you walk away from me," on a recording that was purportedly taken the night of the event. Joseline yelled, "Stop!" after receiving a loud smack. The file was brief. The sound quality is awful. However, it was sufficient. Enough to validate the world's pre-existing fears. Enough that it is impossible to turn away. Everyone wanted to weigh in all of a sudden. "There ain't no excuse," Cardi B said in real time. "There's no justification. The industry was taking sides. He hit her. He has to go." Tamar Braxton tweeted, "You can't love someone and hurt them at the same time." Joseline's notorious ex, Stevie J, also shared a mysterious tale. "I told her he wasn't it." The biggest shocker yet, however, came next. "We've seen the full footage," a journalist from the Shade Room said in an exclusive. Art Ballistic hit Joseline again before the cameras cut, according to their anonymous source, so the slap wasn't the only blow. Zeus allegedly attempted to buy off employees to remove the video. According to The Insider, they offered money, NDAs, whatever it took to make it disappear. However, one producer retained a copy. Joseline's camp issued a brief, shaky statement as the news broke. "She's safe, surrounded by loved ones, and healing. We requested seclusion during this period, but it was already too late. There was no more privacy. Everyone was analysing her trauma, frame by frame." Then followed the shocking Twitter leak, which showed Zeus employees making jokes about the incident in a private group conversation. One message said, "That slap is going to boost our ratings." Fans demanded boycotts, lawsuits, and even police action as the remarks went viral in a matter of minutes. Another wrote, "She wanted to be a princess. Now she's the storyline." And just when you thought things couldn't get much darker, Joseline uploaded a video that has since been removed. Her voice was hardly audible as she sat on her bed covered by a blanket. Everyone was aware. In the middle of her speech, she began to cry. "They all let it happen. He said that nobody would trust me, that I'm insane, and that I wreck everything." She buried her face and sobbed, "Maybe he's right," before the video abruptly ended. The internet stopped working. People pleaded with her to call the police. Others pleaded with her to flee. What followed, however, was much more startling. Art Ballistic's friend came forward and said he had witnessed the incident and that Joseline wasn't as innocent as she appeared to be. In a voice message that was released, he said, "She's wild." She hurled a beer in his direction. She referred to him as nothing and broken. He went crazy. That video went viral. Everyone had an opinion all of a sudden. The disarray, disorder, and victim blaming were intolerable. Amidst the commotion, however, there was an indisputable development. The populace was beginning to turn against Zeus. Fans started posting on social media saying things like, "Release the footage! Quit filling in for him! Keep Joseline safe." Joseline's attorneys were already working on a lawsuit behind the scenes. To Zeus and Ballistic were the recipients of a leaked cease and desist letter that threatened legal action and demanded that all unaired material be removed. The final statement, "This was not a storyline," gave readers the chills. This was a means of survival. Ballistic had still not been heard from, up until now. A hazy picture of him in a pub with another woman, his arm around her waist, appeared late that evening. Healing was the caption. Recovering? The boldness, the conceit, the brutality. Fans went crazy and Joseline. One insider said that after seeing the picture, she completely collapsed, shouted, shattered her phone, and declared, "He's free while I'm broken." She wasn't finished yet, though, because Joseline Hernandez doesn't remain silent when she is cornered. She retaliates, and everyone on the internet gasped at what she did next. The entertainment industry as a whole was waiting for Friday night to arrive, holding its breath like a mob before an explosion. The woman was finally prepared to speak after being humiliated, silenced, and bruised in front of millions of people. Joseline Hernandez also doesn't whisper when she speaks. She explodes. There was just one post at first. A black screen. "He hit me" is written in 3 white font words without any hashtags. There is no caption, only those words. It reached 1 million views in 5 minutes. In 10 minutes, it was being reposted by all the big outlets. It became popular all around the world in less than an hour. However, that wasn't even the start, because Joseline went live 10 minutes after that post. The picture flickered, and then there she was, a robed, bare-faced with bloated but fiercely flaming eyes. Tens of thousands of people joined the live chat instantly, and the remarks came in too quickly to read. Then she said something. Even though her voice was shaky, it could be heard over the background commotion. "Do you want to know the truth?" "All right." She took a shaky breath and said, "I'm done protecting people who don't deserve it." He gave me a slap. He yelled my name at me. If he did it again, no one would care, he assured me. And I took him at his word. She was fighting back tears and you could hear it. I created this man. When no one had faith in him, I looked after him. I allowed him to reside in my home. I covered his expenses. With a palm across my face and falsehoods in my direct messages, he thanked me in this manner. The crowd was enthralled, and the conversation was full of prayers and hearts. She wasn't done, though. I've been silent for far too long. Do you think this is the first time? It wasn't the first time. The comments were filled with gasps. This was just the first time somebody caught it. He would always buy me something, apologize, and tell me I was insane for upsetting him. And I took him at his word. However, this time, it was captured on camera. He's running now. Her tears evolved to anger in a matter of minutes. And let me tell you something else. Zeus was aware of it. The producers were aware. The bruises were visible to them. "Don't ruin the brand," they added, advising me to keep things professional. The brand! She trembled and slammed her fist down. The show was more important to them than my security, and now they want to pretend to be surprised? And no, sweetheart, you've been complicit. The internet went crazy. Joseline's live stream went viral on all platforms, with thousands of spectators recording every second. Hashtags like #BoycottZeus and #WeBelieve. Joseline dominated timelines within an hour. Fans rewatched portions from her programs, scrutinizing every look, bruise, and instance in which she seemed afraid to speak. Twitter threads collected her previous interviews in which she made references to being tired and controlled. However, another storm, Ballistic's reaction, was building as the globe came together to support her. He released a video of his own late that evening. His expression was icy as he sat in a high-end vehicle with a shiny chain. He declared, "She's lying." She has always had a theatrical personality. She struck me first. I saw a setup. But you guys saw a slap. Then the leak occurred, which altered everything once more. A 3-minute video purportedly shot by a Zeus cameraman was uploaded by an unknown user. It depicted Ballistic and Joseline fighting in that notorious suite. "You think I'm stupid?" she screams. "You think I won't?" he yells back. Then there was the sound of a slap, as clear as day. The camera twitches. "You did it," she exclaims, stumbling backward as security rushes in. The video has ended. It was finished. The world had evidence. In a matter of hours, that video was being replayed on every talk show, blog, and gossip channel as if it were proof in court. The internet went crazy. Take him into custody. Keep her safe. Zeus is done. Even veterans of love and hip-hop began to voice their opinions. "I told y'all," tweeted Mimi Faust. Erica Mina wrote, "Hein, I'm tired of these networks turning pain into profit. We knew what kind of man that was." However, insiders claimed Joseline was breaking behind the scenes while supporters were yelling for justice. One buddy said, "She hasn't eaten in days. She weeps every hour. She fears that he will visit her home." The police report release was the biggest turn of events that followed. Joseline has formally filed an assault report according to a shocking exclusive from TMZ. In addition to listing visible injuries to the left cheek and lower lip, the report contained a chilling statement. Victims stated this was not the first incident of physical abuse. The crowd applauded. Justice was on the way. However, Ballistic's team responded in some way with their own evidence. Texts purportedly sent by Joseline during the incident that said, I forgive you. Return home." People were shocked to hear, "We can fix this." Is that possible? Did she still have feelings for him? Or was it manipulation? A text he fabricated to save himself, even if she never sent it. At that point, a Zeus employee violated their NDA. They stated those texts were fake in a now-deleted Reddit post. He has been attempting to change the story. That evening, we spotted her. Her face was so swollen that she was unable to speak. The executives refused to remove the video despite her pleas. "This is what people watch for," they said. The post went viral. Zeus attempted to clean it, but it was too late. Every detail caught on like wildfire. Advertisers were severing links by dawn. There were 2 million tweets with the hashtag Cancel Zeus Network. Contracts, NDAs, and clauses all failed to prevent the collapse. Joseline remained mute during the pandemonium until one Sunday afternoon when she shared a picture of herself with obvious wounds and a placard that said, "I'm done being silent." The caption said, "You can hurt me, but you can't hide the truth." The photo received 5 million likes in a single day. A leaked clip from her upcoming documentary series was the ultimate gut punch. A candlelit film of an unfiltered, unseen confession. "He took my peace, but not my power," she continued, staring directly at the camera. "They expected me to remain silent, but the princess isn't giving in. Once more, the realm is mine." That was the conclusion of the clip. Quiet. The title, Joseline Broken Crown, appeared on the screen before it faded to black. Social media went crazy. The fans were prepared. The world that had previously witnessed her tears was now anticipating her ascent. Celebrities also began to show affection. Rick Ross wrote, "She's back stronger than ever," while Cardi responded, "You're a survivor, not a victim." And just when everyone thought it was finished, pictures of Joseline leaving a courtroom with her lawyer by her side and sunglasses on appeared in the media. "I already gave it to him, in court," she responded when asked whether she had a message for Ballistic. The tale that started with a slap has evolved into a movement. Once humiliating, it became empowering. What began as rumors became a reckoning for Ballistic, Zeus, and all the women who were instructed to remain quiet. Joseline's final smile was captured by the flashing cameras as she vanished inside the black SUV. A tiny smirk of defiance. The kind you wear on your runway after surviving horror. In actuality, Joseline Hernandez was not broken by them. Her future era was constructed by them. This time, she is writing each chapter on her own, without the help of producers, abusers, or fear. Just fire. Congratulations if you're still alive after that roller coaster. What you just heard was a storm, not a narrative. Not only did Joseline Hernandez survive the slap that rocked Hollywood, but she used it as a catalyst for her own rebirth. The world is now witnessing the strength, but the cameras captured the suffering. We assure you that this story is far from over. There are already rumors circulating that the second video, which Zeus dared not release, depicts precisely what transpired prior to the slap. There have been rumors of Ballistic going into hiding, new court filings, more, and a large streamer surreptitiously accelerating Joseline's Broken Crown documentary series. Do you believe that this is the end? Oh no. The entire business is on the verge of being consumed by a wildfire, of which this is the first blast. Therefore, don't scroll away if you're looking for the actual, unadulterated truth. Turn on notifications because you'll want front row seats when the next leak occurs, which it will. Hit the like button like you're pounding a gavel for justice and subscribe so you don't miss the next drop. Share your opinions below. Did Joseline reveal a false kingdom or retake her throne? Will he attempt to portray this as salvation? Or should Ballistic be permanently cancelled? What is Zeus concealing behind those servers that are locked? Avoid blinking. Avoid scrolling. Because Hollywood will be shattered when Joseline speaks once more, not simply shaken. The next bombshell is already ticking away, so stay tuned.